Coach Teresa Ford here, and this is the Guiding You Home podcast. This is a thought-provoking and often humorous approach to moving you closer to the only one who can genuinely help you live a life of abundance and prosperity. Sound good? Yeah, it's you that needs to go within so you can sit in the driver's seat of your life, co-creating with God. So make room for more light and knowledge. As you continue to listen, you will discover elements of how to lead with your inner light, how to act on your specific promptings, and how to follow your spiritual intuition so you can fulfill the measure of your creation. Thanks for being here, and let's dive in. Hey. So today I want to talk a little bit about resistance, pushing on the pull door. And what I mean by that is I came across this cute little comic strip. I think it was maybe a Far Side comic. And it had this very special little boy going to school. He had his backpack on and his extra thick glasses. And he was walking up to the school. And the sign out in front of the school said School of the Gifted. So there's the humor in it. And the sign on the door says pull. And this kid just puts all he's got with his shoulder into the door. He's just pushing for all he's worth, sweating it out, can't get the door open because the sign on the door says pull. So it struck me as funny because we do that a lot in our lives. We spend a lot of time pushing against the things that we want. We say we want one thing and then we contradict it with, oh, I'm not smart enough, or I can't have it, or I'm broke. Or we say what we want and then we put a great big roadblock in front of our desire. So pushing on the pull door, it has so many applications, but I thought I would introduce it here in episode 3 because we will be talking about it a lot. We get in our own way more often than we probably ever even realize, because the truth of the matter is we are limitless potential waiting to unfold. We have no limitations. We are 100% supported. We are pure positive light and energy. We have everything we need to do what we say we wanted to do. Let me give you an example. So when I was gaining weight, I was raising 5 kids. My youngest was 3. My pants were too tight and I was gaining weight. And I was like, everything up until that point, like for the past year and a half, prior to this very moment that I spoke about in episode 1, I was dieting, standing on the scale, feeling pretty bummed out that I was overweight and out of shape, wanting something before I did anything about it, hoping 3 days of, eating nothing would result in something other than cookie cake ice cream on day 4. So that clearly wasn't working for me, and shaming myself for, standing on the scale or putting all my self-worth in what the scale told me, 3 pounds up or 3 pounds down. I decided whether I was good or bad that day. A lot of head games, right? And the resistance there is that I said I wanted to lose weight, but I really wasn't doing the thing that made me feel good, because dieting will never make you feel good. Reducing calories, eating less, exercising more, not fun. Zero fun. And pushing on the pull door is doing something that's no fun. Being in resistance to what you want is doing something that's not very fun. If you're having fun, that's totally different. That is totally different. So when I finally got out of my own way, I stopped caring about the scale. I stopped caring about other people's opinions, and I stopped caring about wanting something before I gave it enough time to manifest. So episode 2 was on overwhelm, right? So dieting puts you in overwhelm. First of all, overwhelmed because you're not having enough calories or enough of the right kind of calories. Number 2, that you're obsessing about it. That's overwhelmed because you're asking for more and not allowing for it. And then just the simple fact that you're doing it because of something you don't have. if you say, I don't have the health I want, and then you go and do something extreme, you're pushing against the pole door. It's never going to happen. It will reach an end. Let's just say that. Dieting never lasts past 3 months, and on average 3 weeks. For me, it was 3 days. So we all have our thresholds. But the pushing on the pole door thing, when I let go, I was like, I don't care what the scale says. My self-worth is not wrapped around a size. And so I threw the scale away. I went and did something that I remember doing when I felt good about myself and felt fit in my body. So I went and tried to sprint. Sprinting, it was interesting. It wasn't really a sprint. It was more like a lumber, tripping over myself, causing a fire with all the friction between my thighs, etc. And but I was proud of myself because I did something. That day I did something. I just did something, right? And I talked a little bit about this in episode 1. Just doing something is how you start, right? And so that day I did not resist. No resistance. I literally reached out, read the sign said pull, grabbed the handle, opened the door, walked through. Very simple. It's a very simple concept. But if you're pushing against the pull door and you want the door to open because your shoulder's into it and you're giving it all you've got, it's still not going to open. Even if you were like, oh, I really, 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 heart's desire, everything, all my dreams and hopes lie on the other side of that door. I want the door to open, but you're pushing on it with your shoulder, it's still not going to open no matter how much you're wishing for it. And in this day and age, we hear a lot about manifesting. Manifest that, manifest that. Manifesting is just a result. What you manifest is a result of what you were doing, not trying. You can try and open the pull door with your thoughts. I'm really trying. And you have sweat to prove it. You're like sweating. You're pushing so hard on the door. You're trying to open the door, but you're not actually opening the door, because actually opening the door is taking a step back, reading the sign, realizing what it's going to take to open the door, reaching out, taking action, pull the door open, and walk through. So when you are really doing it, you get out of your way. You're not wishing, you're not hoping, you're not trying, right? Hopefully you're finding ways for this application to fit in your life. That if you're pushing on the pull door, you keep trying to get something and it's still not manifesting because you're trying. You're not actually doing the thing it's going to take to get the door open. So again, back to the fitness story. When I fixed food, I stopped cleaning my kids' plates. That was doing something different than what I was doing before. I said I wanted to be fit. You get fit one meal at a time. That's bottom line. That's how it happens. Fit one meal at a time. And so I stopped eating all the other meals that I was engaged in because I was eating food off my kids' plate, so nothing went to waste, because my mother taught me, clean your plate. So I cleaned everyone's plate. I was literally the human garbage disposal. So I fed my kids. I put less food on my kids' plates, and there was less food to go to waste, and I didn't have to clean their plates, right? And I changed what I was putting in my mouth. That really mattered. So I put in the fruits and vegetables and meats that my body loved. So I am not prescribing a diet for anybody here. I am literally sharing what worked for me. And that was the proteins, the vegetables, and some fruits. So if it grew out of the ground or came from the butcher shop, that's what I was eating. And I just did it one day at a time. I got out of my way. The chitter chatter, the busy noise, the Controlzilla stuff that goes on in your head, if it's obsessing about something you can't have immediately, stop. It's pushing on the pull door. It's not going to help you. 6 months is coming one way or another. And if you want to look different in 6 months, then do what fit people do for the entire 6 months. That's all. Fit people are already fit. What I mean by that, fit people did what fit people did when they were out of shape. And that's how they got fit. And that is literally not pushing on the pole door anymore. You do what fit people do every day as if you were already fit. And guess what? Your body has no choice but to do what you're telling it to do, which is to get fit. It's the same way for anything. If you want groceries, guess who's in the car going to the store? You are. Are you trying to get groceries by walking around in circles in your living room going, gosh, I wish I had groceries. Man, I hope I have groceries today. I hope the groceries show up. I really am wishing for groceries. No, you don't do that. You get in your car, you start the engine, you follow the map, you drive to the store, you find a parking place. There's another example. It's like, gosh, I hope I find a parking place. Oh, didn't find one today. Guess I'll go home. I tried to get groceries, but I didn't actually get them. No. Whenever you go to the grocery store, I don't care if you have to park in the back 40, you find a parking place eventually, right? Nailed it. Good job. I want a parking place, found one. And now you're going to the store to get the original goal, which was the groceries. So you shop through the store, you put them in your cart, you check out, you head to the car, still getting groceries. They're not yours till you get home, right? You got to get the groceries in the house. And so it's not like you pull up in front of the house and you're like, I hope the groceries find their way to the cupboard in the fridge. No. You actually do it. You get out of your way and you make it happen. That is literally manifesting. You wanted groceries, ta-da! You got groceries. But if you were to have said something as silly as, I wish I had groceries, everybody else has groceries, I'm not getting groceries, but I still want groceries and I'm still hoping and wishing for groceries, that would be ridiculous, right? Of course I am making this exaggerated so you can really feel the essence of getting out of your own way. Pushing on the pole door, adding resistance to the things you say you want, is moving back from the situation far enough that you can read the directions on the door. What would you do if you wanted to get fit? Oh, you would do what fit people do. Those are the instructions on the door. That's how you open the door. And then you walk on through. So the last episode, I was talking about overwhelm. If you don't want to be in overwhelm, that's what you don't want, then what do you want? You want to open the door and walk through with whatever that is. So if you're in overwhelm, you've got to do something different because overwhelm is pushing on the pole door. You're stopping yourself from opening the door to the things you say you want. Now, I admit these are abstract concepts. Abstract concepts that make us go, okay, I kind of get it. I'm on the edge of understanding what she's saying. But the more you listen to this podcast, the more you really pay attention and re-listen to these podcasts, you will start to go, okay, I'm starting to see the application here. I'm starting to see that the things I want, I am the reason I'm not getting them. I'm standing in my own way somehow. And I will teach you the concepts as we go along in this podcast for you to start to understand how you're standing in your way. But right now, I just need you to understand the simple concept of pushing on the pole door or pulling on the pole door. See, the resistance that we have against doing the things that we say we want. Like if we were like, oh, I'm so tired, I need some sleep, I need more rest, I need a vacation. If you don't book the trip, you're not going on vacation. You're pushing on the pole door. If you don't go to bed sooner, like when you're tired at 8 or 9, and instead you stay up until 10 or 11, you don't get the rest and the sleep and the recovery that you say you wanted. You just get more of the same of what you've already had, which is more tired. So if you're in your own way, get out of it. And the door, let's talk about the door. It's not the door's fault that you're not going through. It's not the door's fault that it's even there. The only thing stopping you is your resistance against the door. So we can't like point fingers and be like, well, that's the reason I can't do it. And that's the reason I feel powerless. And that's the reason I'm stuck. And that's the reason. You can't actually point around the room at everything else, because it's not them that wants what you want. Objects and people do not want what you say you want. You want what you say you want. So it's your job to let go of the resistance. The door is super cooperative. It works beautifully. It's on the perfect hinges, and it swings exactly as it needs to when you read the instructions on the door. When you stop doing what you've been doing, if you're pushing on the pull door and that's not working for you, then that's probably the thing you'll stop doing. So look at your situation, look at your life. What are you doing that you keep doing, and you're just not getting different results, right? They say that is the definition of being crazy, is to keep doing the same thing you've always done and expect different results. So what do you need to do different? What can you do different? And the reason you probably haven't done something different is because it's different. It scares you. And different isn't fun. We like certainty. We like to know how things are. We get in our comfort zones. We don't want to get out of our comfort zones. It takes a mountain to move us to get out of our comfort zones. But I'll tell you what, when you finally are on your last leg and you can't push on the door any longer, you're literally sliding down the door into a puddle at the base of the door, and you've expended every last energy molecule that you have on pushing on the door. You'll probably crawl away from the door crying, sit, look at the door, and then realize there was a sign there the whole time, and the door swings very easily, doesn't even squeak. It just opens wide up and you can walk on through. So what is that in your life? I would love to know, actually. I get a lot of just good warm fuzzies for people that want to know how to help themselves. I really do, because I'm one of those people. I mean, nobody teaches this stuff unless they have studied it extensively and tried to overcome a lot of stuff. I have overcome a lot of stuff. I've done the doing part of it, and the trying part, there's some things that I'm still trying, but like I told my kids, I'm just getting started. So I don't worry about trying, because you've got to try a lot of things about what don't work, right? That was probably really bad grammar. You have to try many things that you will discover don't actually work. Like there were over 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb before Thomas Edison discovered how to make a light bulb. So don't worry that you've been pushing on the pull door. Don't worry that there's been resistance in your life to the things that you want. All you need to do is recognize what's not working, and then stop doing those things because you've already tested them out. It's still not working. Nope, it's not getting me where I want to go. And then choose to do something else, even if it scares you. Even if it's not certain that it's going to work out or be successful or look good in the public eye, just do it. Just do it. What have you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. If being stuck your whole life is winning, then keep at it. But I doubt you would agree with me. You only lose when you're not happy. And nobody's happy when they need to get in the dang building before the bell rings, or you're going to be late, and you're just still the only one outside that couldn't figure it out, pushing on the door. That's not you. That's not who you are. You're a winner. You're somebody that loves to feel good, feel successful, be accomplished, and make a contribution. You love that. That is who you are. So why would you keep pushing on the pull door? No, you wouldn't. You might be pushing a little bit and you didn't expend all your energy. Like there's different degrees of resistance, right? Sometimes we just wait for someone else to open the door and we walk in with them because we couldn't figure it out. There's nothing wrong with that. Go find your thought leaders, grab a coach, hire a coach. Coaches have coaches. So do what you need to do to follow the experts. And if they open the door for you, for heaven's sakes, get up, grab your backpack, and run through the door while they've got it open. I love these analogies because we can really catch the essence of what's possible for us. And we can also catch ourselves in the act of being in resistance to the things that we truly want and that we know will make our lives better. That's the only reason we want something ever. Our desires are there because we know we will feel better for having them. So keep having dreams and desires and expect that you'll have to put yourself outside of your comfort zone just a little bit to figure out what will work for you so you can do, be, and have all the things that are your heart's desire. Okay? Okay. Thanks for listening. I invite you to leave your feedback and share your aha moments as you listen to this podcast. Also, you can access more information or any of the programs, courses, or worksheets that I've mentioned on these episodes on my website at teresaford.life. Or what I would really love is for you to connect with me on Instagram at teresaford.coaching and on Facebook at Coaching with Teresa Ford, so I can give you more interesting insights and further coaching to help you fulfill the measure of your creation.